I know what it's like to do something and do something and do something and feel like you're just digging a bigger hole and you're scratching your head like, what am I doing? I know that. I know the feeling. But I want you to know that you're not alone, that you're not the only one, and that there is a way out of it. Claudia Ramirez, empowering you to become the optimal leader of your life. Let's turn on the mindset mic. If you've ever felt unmotivated, you lose the drive, you don't know how to stick with it, this episode's going to be for you. And I'm going to be super honest with you. I am not going to give you the list of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to feel motivated. I just want to have a conversation with you. I want us to be real and honest because I have been there. I know that perhaps you have been there. That's why you're still listening. And I've been able to surpass those feelings and those emotions. And I want to chat with my friend and hope that this helps you in the process. I have a little mug of water here because speaking, just starting strong. I want to be very, very real. We're coming up on a year for Mindset Mike, which I'm so happy about. And I'm just, see, I'm looking down. Even if you're watching and you're like, why is she looking down so much? It's not looking at the camera. It's because I'm trying to gather my thoughts. It is 12:12 in the morning. It's past midnight. And I have to be somewhere at 10 a.m. And this episode is one day late. And I've been exhausted. And I've had really, really high days. And I've had really, 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 not low as in like depressed days, but like very just exhausted days. And I'm going through a lot right now in the background that I haven't shared with you, that I can't wait for some things to happen so that I can come forward and finally tell you some things that are going to be great, examples of my work and how I operate and how I do things. But at the same time, it's something that has been very draining. And so I have, for example, speaking about motivation, Mindset Mike is coming up on a year, and I'm so excited because this is episode number 50 in English. Overall, episode 52, because of course I decided to start in second language on an odd number. I was going to wait till episode 50, but then I thought, no, you're starting it now because why wait? Why be a perfectionist? And so that's why I decided to do that first. But of course, that comes with an extra added work. And I, of course, have my business and I have other things that I am doing. And it's a lot. It's a lot. Let's just say that. And I understand the feeling of being unmotivated. And I don't really feel it like, for example, in my business, like I've never questioned, do I want to quit? I've never questioned, oh, do I throw in the towel? Never. But I wanted to just share about the fact that it's okay to not feel 1000% every single day. It's okay to not feel like you can have a smile on your face at every single moment. It's okay to sometimes feel tired or to sometimes question how the roadmap is working out for you, what you need to change, what you need to continue, what's working, what's not. It's totally okay for you to do that. And I know that for me, we hear about having this burning desire. We hear about if you are really passionate about your goals and your dreams, you'll wake up at 4 a.m. and you'll sleep at, midnight, and it'll keep you up at night and wake you up in the morning. And even I have said those things, but I don't mean it in like a literal way every single time. I wanted to keep you up at night or wake you up in the morning, whether you're an early bird or a night owl. I'm a night owl, hence me recording this at 12:15 in the morning. And if you're thinking, Claudia, I'm in sports, like I can't be staying up till 2 in the morning, or I have a job that I need to be at 8 a.m. I can't be up at, 2 in the morning. I get that. That's not what I'm saying that you should do. But what I do want you to understand is that, yes, that burning desire needs to be there. However, it's okay for the flame to kind of like come and go. And I can't help but think about bonfires. Those bonfires in the summer when you're making s'mores, or even now the ones that I've experienced in the UK, it's so cold out there. And so you curled up around the fire on a quote unquote warm barbecue day, and it's so nice. And what happens is that fire starts dying out and you have to add more wood to it or whatever that is, but I think it's wood, and more fuel, and you have to feed it. But it dies down a little bit and you feed it again. And if the question is, do you have to let it die down before you feed it again? Get whatever is that happy medium for you. You understand what I'm trying to say is that, yes, that burning desire to do something should be there. I mean, not should, but I think it's important for it to be there. But at the same time, do not judge yourself for not being 1000% every single day. Being an athlete and having seasons, and I'm talking like seasons of just feeling numb during my races, and just I would feel great during my practices, and I would always tell coach I could run every single day and practice every single day because I was really good at practice, but I wasn't the best racer for many seasons. I think I had more poor performances than I had good performances. You stay motivated despite what's happening behind closed doors, besides the outcome not being what you thought. Do you still stick to it? And how do you stick to it? How do you keep the fire burning? How do you keep the flame going when maybe you don't feel so hot, when maybe you don't feel so focused, when maybe you don't feel so motivated? I'm going to ask you to take a step back. Take a step back, and whatever that looks like for you. And I know you're probably thinking, Claudia, you are such a hypocrite for this because you're recording this at 12:15. Listen, I didn't have to tell you that. I chose to tell you that. And I say that with I always like to be honest and transparent. But I'm saying that right now because this episode is a day late, and I'm so sorry about that. And did it have to be a day late? No. But I chose for that to happen because I chose myself over the weekend. I've been exhausted. I've had days, like I said, where a lot of things have been happening behind closed doors that I can't wait to share with you, but it's been draining. I am working many hours, and never have I ever questioned, do I stop my business, or do I slow down my business, or do I stop the podcast? Never. But at the same time, it's draining. And so how do we manage this? Take a step back. Take a breather. Whatever that looks like for you. Coach used to always say, every single day you get better or worse, but you never stay the same. But I also believe that there was those training days when if you pushed yourself, you could actually injure yourself more than if you took the day off. And so we would cross train, or he would send us out on like this silly 15-minute run while everybody was doing a hard workout that you love doing. And you know that everybody got better, and you're like, but did I get better? Yes, you did. Because if you had jumped in, you wouldn't have gotten better. I saw something the other day that it was about butterflies, saying that butterflies rest during thunderstorms because if they fly in the thunderstorm, they can hurt their wings. Know when to rest. Know when to take a break. Know when to take a breather. If you're not feeling motivated, it's your body telling you, it's your whole being telling you that there is something to pay attention to. What it is that you must pay attention to is completely up to you to decipher. Is it the fact that you're not clear on your goals? Is it the fact that you've been burning the candle on both ends? Is it the fact that maybe you just need to take a mental health day? Is it the fact that everything happens for a reason and the universe is sending you a sign to not go there for a specific reason? Maybe you know the answer, maybe you don't. But it's important for us to pay attention. And I think that sometimes we fall into this egotistic cycle of I have this goal and I have this goal and I have this goal and yes, and I have to do it and I have to do it. And if I don't do it, and we just keep going. But what would happen if you slow down? What would happen if we admit that we're not invincible? That we're not Wonder Woman or Superman as we've been made believe that we are. That we're not robots. That you're a human being with needs. And that you're allowed to get tired just like your phone whenever it runs out of battery. And that you need to plug in. Or that sometimes unplug. Whatever that looks like for you. I'll tell you what it looks like for me right now. And I talk about this in my course, Run With It, your 60-day mindset roadmap. I start talking about how I deleted Netflix back in 2020. I had gone through a little silly breakup where it was my first time being heartbroken. And I mean, it was really, really bad. I mean, I'm talking like, panic attack kind of bad. Over and over and over. Like, when you think you met the one and then it just vanishes like that. And it was like, and I was watching these Netflix series, and I wasn't much of a Netflix watcher, but I was just binge watching everything because it was COVID. And I noticed that I caught myself watching Christmas movies. And it was like rom-com Christmas movies. And I was just waking up, watching movies, and going to bed and watching movies. And it was all I was doing. And I was like, whoa, this is a dangerous little game. And we're not going to go there. We're just not playing that game. And so I decided to delete Netflix, and I focused on starting my YouTube channel, creating my courses, decided to move across the world, and the rest is history. Started my whole business. The rest is history. Continues building, but it all came from that. Thank you very much. Heartbreak. And now, I remember I was in Dubai already. So 2 years have passed, almost. I am in Dubai. Actually, exactly 2 years have passed. I'm in Dubai, and I got crazy COVID for the very first time. And I'm talking like insane COVID. I had been on a boat with 150 people. We all got it. And it was the first time that I moved into my apartment. I did not know if it was exhaustion or if it was just the adrenaline or COVID. And I found out it was COVID. And I couldn't even like shower standing up. I was absolutely just in bed. It was just, I ordered 34 kiwis. If you followed me on Instagram at that time, you remember I ordered food because in Dubai, so easy to just order everything. And of course, everywhere else, but in Dubai, it's just so easy. I ordered 34 kiwis and like 16 oranges because I was just so gone and I couldn't pay attention to what I was ordering. It was just so funny. And so, anyways, what I'm trying to say is that I decided to download Netflix again. And I started watching Friends. And it was amazing. And it was just a different taking a step back. Why do I share this with you? This short story long, because I like to make short stories long. I love the details. Here's the thing. At one point, I had to take a step back from Netflix to focus on myself, to focus on my business, to focus on getting over a heartbreak, to focus on empowering myself. 2 years down the road, I needed Netflix to focus on the fact that I just needed to relax instead of wallowing and feeling sorry for myself for having just moved to a city that took a lot to move there and not even being able to work or be outside. It was my body asking for help. What does that taking a break look like for you? Do you need to go out on a hike? Do you need to curl up in bed? Do you need to do a dance like nobody's watching in the kitchen or in your room? Do you need to have alone time? Do you need to have social time? Do you need to get super clear on the roadmap? Do you need to take a pause on everything that you're doing and just get clear on why it is that you're doing what you're doing? And once you get this answer, it's going to increase your motivation. I always find that every single time that I hit the brakes, which is not easy for me to hit the brakes, I end up feeling better. Is that it's a rude awakening for me. It's a time management. It's an energy management. It's a get super clear on what the path is. Do you really want to do this, Claudia? Yes, I do want to do it. Great, keep going. Or I could just say, I'm not doing it anymore. But I am, because I want to. Stopping isn't even a question. It's not even a consideration. But pausing sometimes is. You see it all the time. Like you're going and going and going and going and going and you don't get results. I'm not talking about the podcast right now. I'm talking about goals, athletic goals, financial goals, career goals, relationship goals. And you feel like you're not getting anywhere. And you lose the drive. Pause. I'm going to give you one tip that I love doing. And I share it so much in Run With It and with my one-on-one coaching clients. to gain clarity sometimes in the midst of overwhelm, it's so important to write down what is bothering you, what you're feeling, when you're feeling great and when you're feeling down. And I like to think about it as God listening to me, the universe listening to me. And I will say, dear God, or dear universe, whatever comes out of my mouth or whatever comes out through my hand, I feel tired. I feel frustrated. I feel like I'm stuck. I feel like I'm putting all this effort and I'm not going anywhere. I feel this and I feel that. I feel da, da, da. And I know that there's a better way to feel. I know that you're in control. I know that you can help me. And I want to ask you to please do so. Please take these emotions away from me. And, you just write down what you feel and surrender those emotions to a higher power. Fold it up, put a date on it, throw it in your prayer box, and watch yourself relax. Feel the ease of the emotions, of the energy. And then it all kind of comes back together. And it's a very beautiful thing to be able to do that because you feel less alone. And I understand that in the journey sometimes you feel alone. I mean, you may be surrounded by teammates, by family members, by loved ones, by friends. But at the same time, it's your journey. And not everybody is always going to understand it. And the moment that you get yourself to a point of writing it and supporting yourself through that, it becomes very empowering and you feel less alone. So that's one other tip that I have for you. Take a step back. That was one. Write it down. That was two. And another thing, and going back, I mentioned it before, is get super clear on your goals. Sometimes the reason why we're not motivated is because what we're doing is just not encouraging for us. There isn't something big enough on the other side for us to want to go for it. And it's when you shift those goals that all of a sudden it all makes sense. I'll be able to unfold more about this specific, point later in a few weeks, hopefully. But for now, I just want you to understand that, clarity. Like, okay, when I was in the UK, I loved the UK. And I loved my life there. I loved being with Josh, the friendships that I built. I love Sunday dinner. I love waking up, sitting up, and there being rolling hills in the backyard. Quote unquote backyard, but it's gorgeous. But I felt stuck. I had clarity of my business, but it felt like so far-fetched. It's not there. I was confused. And now things make sense. Everything is falling into place. I'm in New York. I'm in my country. I'm in one of the biggest and most sought out cities in the world. Things happen here. I needed to be in a different environment. And the UK will come back eventually. But for now, it's New York. And the time frames are a whole different story, right? But it's New York right now. And I feel suddenly this spark, and people say, wow, Claudia, you were really looking like not yourself in the UK. Like, just your videos just weren't so exciting anymore. And you just didn't have that, glimmer in your eye anymore. And your just smile was so big and you're always so happy and excited in New York. And you were always happy there, but you're in New York. And I get it. Because I was losing my motivation. And I had to gain it again. Do you have to move to New York? No. But we had to have a difficult conversation, right? It wasn't difficult. It was pretty easy peasy. But we had to have an honest conversation about where are we going, all the things. New York was the answer. What is that answer for you? What is the shift in the goals? What is the shift in the roadmap? And what can you work on to get there? Last point, motivation. Are we going to feel motivated just like that? Oh, all of a sudden, I'm not going to change anything. No. Let's go back to our first point. You're going to want to change things. It's important to shift things, to do something different. Whether that different is taking a day off, going to a different workout, going to a different restaurant, having time for yourself, having time with friends, whatever that is, do something different. So get super clear on that. It's going to circle back to the first point. And that is what's going to shift the energy and give you more in return. I hope that this conversational episode has helped you in any way, shape, or form. If you ever felt discouraged or unmotivated, believe me, I know what that's like. And I know what it's like to do something and feel like you're just digging a bigger hole and you're scratching your head like, what am I doing? I know that. I know the feeling. But I want you to know that you're not alone, that you're not the only one, and that there is a way out of it. And that the way out of it is an answer that you have, and that you want to develop the self-awareness, and that you want to develop the self-knowledge, and that you want to develop the roadmap to help you get there. And if you're thinking of any ways of stopping the frustration and the confusion and lacking self-awareness and falling into the same patterns over and over and over again, I want to encourage you to check out Run With It, your 60-day mindset roadmap. It is an amazing course, and I coach you for 9 weeks. You have 9 weeks, over 10 hours of coaching, plus workbooks, plus guides, plus other programs that I've put together, plus a vision board course that is included that is really, really going to help you. If you want to start anywhere, but maybe you're not ready for one-on-one coaching, I would suggest that you start there. You have access to me, you can email me, send comments, and I will be there with you along the way. And it's going to be revolutionary for you in transforming your life. How I transformed my life from being in a heartbreak situation to where I am right now. Or from being a walk-on in college to being an academic All-American who had reached a lot of her goals. If it's possible for me, it's possible for you. And that's the same roadmap that I have followed. And I hope that it helps you. If you have any questions, send me a DM on Instagram with the words Run With It, and I will know that that's what you're talking about. And then, of course, write whatever you need to write, but it'll give me like a clear indication that that's what it's about, and I'll happily click it like right away. And yeah, I can help you. So send those questions out. I hope to see you in the course. It's going to be so good for you. Amazing 9 weeks. Absolutely revolutionary. As always, don't forget that I believe in you. I love you. Keep being the optimal leader of your life, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.